I don't know about Jimmy, man. I would like to see the Lakers make a call about it.
For Jimmy Butler?
Come through and I'm dripping, huh? Come through and I'm dripping, huh? Come through and I'm dripping,
You're always ready to turn up. Speaking of turning up, what do you think about this buzz around Jimmy Butler and being traded to the Suns? Can it happen? What would it look like? Does it work? And is it a smart decision?
It's a smart decision on the Suns for sure. If they want to, if they can make Pat Riley
Absolutely.
budge, but I just don't see Pat Riley budging because what would you give up for Jimmy Butler? I don't think he want Bradley Beal and that contract. I think they would want Ryan Dunn,
Mm-mm.
the up and coming young player. Probably some draft capital, which I don't even know if the Suns have anymore because they gave it all to the Nets for Kevin Durant. So I don't know what exactly how that would work out, but it would definitely be cold if he went to the Suns, man. And it'll change the dynamic of that team. A little bit more defensive minded, probably a little bit more toughness, but I don't see it happening.
That dog.
What
Yeah,
about
I don't
you thinking?
I don't see it happening just because, like you said, who are they gonna give up? And Pat Riley's thinking like you're gonna give up Jimmy Butler, the way he can control the ball, the way he can take over a game, and then you're gonna get a player in Bradley Beal who's just not consistent,
At
and he
all.
has that big contract
Very big contract that he's not been playing up
worth.
to. Yeah, I agree, man. I don't see it happening. So that lead me to ask, what happens? Because his suspension is up on Wednesday. That's the last game. What happens moving forward? Because I'm hearing, they send in the paperwork of why they suspended him for 7 games. And they talking about this dude is flying different planes, staying away from the players, showing up late, missing team meetings. I feel like this about to be a situation where they just dismiss him for the rest of the season.
Has it ever been? I mean, I get you don't want to be there, but do you not want to play? Like I know you said it in the presser, but like do you truly not want to play like basketball? Like is it like the team? Is it the coaching? Is it just the front office? Like that's enough for you to completely sit out an entire season.
He got an option, man, a $52 million option to opt if he that he can opt into next season. So I, I don't know, man. I really want to know the details. It's tough to talk about this type of stuff because I don't like to run with a narrative that he's being a diva because we don't know. They could have actually did something to him or
Right.
said something to him out of the way, and he
But
just
that's my thing. Like you're doing, or there has to be something bigger because of the way that he's the situation between the both of them,
yeah.
or the between the organization and Jimmy Butler. Like it can't be just he just doesn't want to play. I don't like it. I don't like the team. I mean, we seen something similar like with Joel Embiid not showing up to practice, not just doing everything that didn't show that he was part of the team. But do you think in Jimmy's case it's too late for the team to come together and speak their concerns as far as not even like the front office, just the team because they're the ones who's actually playing basketball?
Nah, I don't think it's too late. I think the relationship can still be mended. Even though he said no, I just think he's trying to force himself out, man. But this way he does. He like a 3 year rental on every team that he go to. So I guess it's something that you expect. So all these teams is asking to trade for Jimmy Butler. You gotta keep that in the back of your mind, man. Every team he went to, he done forced himself out.
But
So
does it? Is it because he wants to be with certain players, or like you say, like he'll be a part of a big three if he goes to the Sun? There's thinking of a three-way trade with the Lakers. Please do not do that. Um,
For who?
so
If we get Butler?
no,
Oh, we get Bill.
yes, that's why I said please do not do that. We'll wait for my podium talk for that. But is like, what do you think is the reason? I just think that I think with Miami, he doesn't want to be that Jimmy Butler that has to take over all the time.
I think he just want to win, and it just go back to my theory and just comparing and contrasting the different eras. Back then, players was cool with playing out their contract, and if they were losing, then they were losing as long as they were making all stars and getting their stats up or whatever. Now players want to win, and that came with. I think it came along with ring culture.
Mm-hmm.
So we know nothing matters ever anymore, according to fans and media discourse, unless you win a championship. So that's what he's seeing it at. Like, man, I done did everything else. Why can't I get a championship? I've taken them to the finals twice. Why can't you get me somebody else other than Bam Adebayo, who is another inconsistent player? Great,
Mm-hmm.
good player though, but Butler needs somebody else to be his wingman. Bam remind me of Bosh with the Heatles, and he need his D Wade or LeBron or whoever.
So speaking of that and that type of play that is needed, do you think if the Miami Heat were to trade for a player to come with Jimmy instead of Jimmy leaving to try to contend in the Eastern Conference, who would that player be to keep Butler as a Miami Heat?
Well, I think we saw who that player was. It was Damian Lillard, and he dropped the ball on it. Why? Because they didn't want to add Hero. Would you have
So
added Hero looking at
I,
this season right now?
no, he could go.
Okay.
But
I,
he could. I felt as though Hero could have been one. I felt as though that Hero was good that one series, and that he did what he had to do, shooting all those threes. But after that injury, I don't feel like Hero came back and was that type of player that they thought Hero was gonna be. And he's not doing much this season to prove that he should have stayed.
he balling, but it's just empty to me.
I'm talking about for a player like Damian Lillard.
Oh,
That's what
absolutely.
I'm talking about, that type of hooping. He ain't doing that. He's
Absolutely.
not making me, if I'm I'm gonna take Hero over Damian. No. We've had plenty of conversations where we said we'll take Damian anytime, the way he's been hooping.
Yeah, I see you, Will, man. I'm gonna leave you alone, bro, because them Knicks fans already done got at you in the messages, man. And you probably running hot right now. You
But
see,
he says, speaking of bro, and since you love your Philly, and you say that's when Jimmy was the happiest. Do you agree with that?
if I'm the Heat and I really want to get rid of Jimmy Butler, I ask for Paul George and draft compensation. If that's what they want to do, I would do that in a heartbeat. I'm not taking Bill though.
No.
And if Jimmy want to go play with the Sixers, then so be it. Even though it's in conference, and Pat probably ain't gonna want to do that. But I mean, you getting your return back, and I think Paul George fit that system much better than he doing with the Sixers right now. Man, talking about he bored.
Bored. What?
Like
I
what do we
was like,
that? I'm starting to get swayed a little bit, see, because what do you mean you bored, bro? Making $40+ million and you're bored? All right, man. Switch places with me. Yeah.
I'll go out there and play for you. What? Bored? Man. No. But I don't know. I agree with that trade. Sending Paul George to the Sixers and some draft picks, and then have Jimmy go there. But Pat Riley's not doing that.
Another team, the Detroit Pistons, man.
Ooh, I read an article that they said the Detroit Pistons would definitely utilize Jimmy, his talent, his leadership on that team.
The Pistons can use him if he decide to sign a contract extension, but I don't know. That's how tricky it is. You get him for 1 year, and then you done gave up your whole franchise, and he walked next season. So I don't know. But the
Do you
Pistons,
think? Do you think organizations are looking at that part of Jimmy?
Heck yeah. Yeah, you got to.
I mean, you
That's the
do.
number one thing I'm looking at. Like, is bro gonna stick around if things hit the fan or whatever? Like, no, I'm not picking you up. I'm not paying you $52 million next season. 52 at 36 years old is what he about to be making. So no, I'm not doing that.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Hi, I'm Alani Martin, a proud athlete from Dillard University, and I was chosen as one of the March GCAC Women's Track and Field Athlete of the Week. On the track, I've claimed the title of the #1 hammer thrower in the GCAC. It's not just about the distances thrown, it's about the journey to get there. I train relentlessly, both in the classroom and on the field. Running, lifting, studying, every drop of sweat brings me closer to being my best self. When I'm at my peak, nothing can hold me back. But it's not just my story. There are thousands of HBCU athletes out there with their own dreams, challenges, and victories. We pour our hearts into every competition, fueled by passion and determination. Thanks to MTMV Sports, our stories find a voice. Our journeys, our struggles, and our moments of magic are shared with the world. MTMV Sports doesn't just broadcast our achievements, they celebrate our spirit and our community. Join us in celebrating the heart of HBCU athletics. Follow MTMV Sports on all social media platforms and download the MTMV Sports app today. Let's make every moment count together.